Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is an incredible game, building on what the first game created and perfecting it to create an RPG that practically bleeds personality and good writing, combined with an overhauled battle system that's both very engaging and rewarding, almost too many secret things to find, new paper-based puzzles involving planes and boats, some entertaining sections where you get to play as Peach and Bowser. Hell, while you're going on your amazing quest, Luigi goes on his own, with partners that don't even seem to like him that much. It was everything I wanted out of the sequel, and so much more. But like its predecessor, Thousand Year Door saw a series of alterations before its final release, like a name change, and it had a bunch of unused content. So today on Gaming Mysteries, I'll be talking about the beta of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, or as it was originally called, Paper Mario 2. Now, while you won't spot as many alterations as you did with the first game's trailer, the first trailer for Thousand Year Door does feature some notable differences, most notable being that the game was called Paper Mario 2 at this point, though we also have this additional ledge featuring an HP Plus badge on it that you would need Vivian to acquire. The item shops in this early footage were marked with mushrooms as opposed to fire flowers in the final release, red bones were originally called Red Koopa Skeletons, and the move Tornado Jump was originally called Hurricane Jump, with Hurricane featuring a slight typo, but close enough. Aside from the reveal trailer, a few other differences can be found in the demo version of the game, at this point still called Paper Mario 2. The demo, a sectioned off version of the final game, features different titles for the enemies. Dry Bones were originally called Koopa Skeletons, the X-Nauts were originally referred to as the Boomer Gangers, and Petal Meadows was also called Star Crystal Field, though it's referred to as Petal Field by Goombella, so God knows what it's actually called. But what this game lacks in unused content within trailers or its demo, it more than makes up for with all the unused stuff that's just left on the disc. From early character models, scrapped enemies, badges, items, and more. So let's go ahead and dive right in, starting with early graphics for some of the characters. Up first we have Mario, featuring a thinner outline and something weird going on top of his hat. He's assumedly based off of his model from the first game. Next up we have Vivian, who looks mostly the same, except her hat is on fire. Though our standout early character design is hands down Admiral Bobbery, as instead of being an admiral, he was but a soldier. Apparently you have to rise through the ranks before you're promoted and get to have a wheel glued to your back. The battle UI originally featured more cartoonish designs for jumping, attacking with your hammer, star powers, items, and your partner menu. The game had giant hand cursors as well as button prompts that actually resembled the Gamecube controller a bit more, with some others simply being based off of the first game's designs. The final version of the game has characters facing to the right with a heart to represent their health, while the early versions face to the left and get no heart. The game also has some early designs for the ability icons, as well as this overly excited message prompt Starman thing. Segueing off of that star thing though, there are a number of unused star powers, which at least to me suggests that the game may have been a tad longer, or some powers got switched around. Either way, the omitted star powers are, and brace yourself for mispronunciations, Hira Hira Mikiru, which would involve turning pages, possibly handing out paper cuts. There's Raiki Boru, or Lucky Ball, which your guess is as good as mine for that one. Deca Mario, where Mario would grow to immense proportions and get his very own V-Cinema. Hata Shuto, where you would maybe shoot your hearts at the enemies to deal damage. And Kage Nui, or Shadow Stitching, because as everyone knows, Mario is an expert ninja. Can't prevent Peach from being kidnapped, but no problem with ninjutsu. Seeing as we're in the realm of battles though, there are a number of partner abilities that didn't make the final version of the game either. Koops would have the ability to attack an enemy with a flaming shell, Flurry could cast lightning on all enemies, which sounds very useful, and Miss Mawows could check behind the stage for hidden items. More interesting than that are the omitted partners, as all of Mario's partners from the first Paper Mario are on the disc, though only 2 of them actually make an appearance in the game. I doubt they would have joined your party, as they were more or less replaced with characters I prefer, but it's neat to know that they were tucked away on the disc. Partners weren't the only characters to be omitted though, as a number of enemies were removed as well. Up first we have the Hyper Bomb, who features the same attack pattern as the other bombs, but he's hyper, so he would probably deal more damage upon blowing up, which would suck, but not as much as the next unused enemy, the Ultra Bomb. And this one is really mad, so God knows how much damage he was going to do. We also have a left out red buzzy beetle, a red parabuzzy, and a red spiked parabuzzy, or bastards as I like to call them. Aside from those, there are a couple of unused bosses, such as the Dark Atomic Boo, who you were originally allegedly supposed to fight on the 50th floor of the Pit of 100 Trials, though for whatever reason this didn't happen and he wasn't used. Another, perhaps more interesting unused boss is Okaru, a creature with a gauge on his forehead that would assumedly fill up as you hit him, making him more powerful or mad. Either or. Aside from these two, there are a number of unused enemies that just don't have any graphics associated with them. Most of these characters existed for the sake of testing, though a few do suggest that some additional fights against the Shadow Sirens were to take place. Though the enemy who brings forth the most intrigue are the Smorg, as on the disc you can find these two creatures under the names of Moa A and Moa B, with these two other dudes who were referred to as N-Moa A and B, or New Moa, with Moa Moa being the Japanese name for Smorg. But of course, these new Smorg things are what you actually saw in the game in the boss fight, with these other two guys nowhere to be found. With the exception being this guy named Screamy, who is one of Luigi's partners, who you meet for the first time right after the Smorg section. His species is unknown, and he's the only one of his kind in the game, which has led many to believe that the staff just kinda threw him in there just so the character design wouldn't go to waste. While on the subject of Luigi, real quick here, he has some unused partners too. Yeah, he's important. Like these two Spinias. One's a hamburger, and the other is ice cream. There's also this unused green Cheep Cheep who I'm just going to assume is connected with Luigi because he's green, but with the enemies in Luigi's little section out of the way, let's hop into some unused badges and items, starting with badges because I like badges. First up, we have the Debug Badge, a badge that was probably not supposed to be in the final version of the game, but is still sick anyways, as wearing the badge would allow Mario and his partner to always perform their action commands perfectly, as well as perform their stylish moves. Mario and his partner would also have a super guard against all attacks, and the run meter would just fill up by itself. As a bonus, it would allow the power bounce move to just keep on going, which is beautiful. Next we have a series of badges that were based on ones from the first Paper Mario, though the addition of the badge stacking system makes them kind of useless. Even so though, we have Mega Jump, which for just 6 FP would multiply your jump power by 2, and add an additional 4 points of damage to your attack. There's Mega Quake, which for 7 FP would power up your hammer by 4 and deal damage to all ground enemies. And aside from that hammer move, we have another one of those, in the form of Mega Smash, which did the same thing as Mega Quake, but just to one enemy, so it sucked. And last up for old badges are Triple Dip, which requires 6 BP to equip, so you're better off just equipping 2 double dips. Luckily though, they didn't just scrap older badges, they got rid of some new ones too. We have All or Nothing P, which would up your allies' attack power if you hit the correct action commands. If you fail, it goes to 0 instead. There's FP Drain P, which would drop your allies' attack by 1, but let them gain 1 FP per attack. Happy Flower P, which, while not coded, I assume it was just gonna recover flower points, cause I can read. Lucky Day P, which, like normal Lucky Day, would make foes miss their attacks more often, only for your partner. Lucky Start P, which would work just like normal Lucky Start, only for your partner, giving them various bonuses at the start of a battle, which I would have really liked to use. There's Pity Flower P, which would occasionally recover 1 FP whenever your ally gets attacked, and next up we have a series of Unknown Badges. Unknown Badge 1 and Unknown Badge 1P have no functions, while Unknown Badge 2 and its partner counterpart would allow you both to perform Supercharge for 2 FP. It's made pointless by regular charge, but it's still there. As for the last badge, Unknown Badge 3, no one has any clue what this was supposed to be. So if nothing else, it lives up to its name. Nobody knows what it is. Next up, we move on to some unused items. Up first, we have the Koopa Curse. If used, the item would give one enemy the slow status effect, forcing it to rest every other turn and lasting for 3 turns total. An okay item, but this next one is a huge missed opportunity in my book, and that's the Trade-Off, which, if used, if it were in the game, would let you earn more star points after battles. When used in battle, it would make the enemies rank up and become stronger foes, resulting in you receiving additional star points, which would have allowed for me to power level like there's no tomorrow. Lack of the item didn't stop me from doing that, mind you, it just would have made it easier. We have a number of miscellaneous items like this key, or this rod, or this pillow, and a bowl, and more important miscellaneous items such as this blue piece of paper, or this red piece of paper, an inventory version of the magical map, a poster of Mario, these other posters, not to mention the star rod from the first Paper Mario with an updated design, for some reason. Bowser is really into hoarding things. Moving forward, we have some unused music as well, with 2 of the tracks just on the disc and playable, and a bunch of other tracks that reference files no longer on the disc and are left unplayable, though their names do suggest a number of events that were either removed from the game or just ended up using different music. As for the unused music that survived to make its way to the disc, one is a song used in the demo version of the game, while the other is supposedly for use at Riverside Station. And finally, we have unused text, which isn't all worth going over, as some of it, like, "Ha, I'm not telling you my secrets at the show, wait for the final version," only exists for the sake of public demos, E3 in that case, but there's also some tutorial-ish text, but we'll go over some of the highlights, starting with Wacka. Yes, everyone's favorite punching bag returns in Thousand Year Door, and you can still hit him, but his unused text suggests that you'd be able to do more than just hit him. As he says, "Phew, don't spin me." Now you do have a spinning move in the game where you can spin foes with your hammer, but if you try it, it just kind of clips through him. You can still hit him with the hammer though, that works, and also throwing bombs at him is also very effective. That'll get the job done. We have 3 unused battle event pieces of text, one called No Gravity, You Can Barely Move, Puny Gathering, Many Punies Gathered, and Shy Guy Prank, the Shy Guy pulled a prank and prevents you from running away, that bastard. We also have 4 unused Pit of 100 Trials trap thingies, such as, the devices on this level are now active, you can no longer change allies during battle, or you can no longer use your hammer in battle, or, of course, you can't jump anymore in battle. And my favorite, you now receive double coins after battle, because that one is just nice. Though my favorite bit of unused text is found in Glitzville, as there's a scene that you can only watch while you're with your Yoshi, whatever you named him, because scripting, he's just in your party already. Despite that, your other partners do have text that just went unused for that scene, and I think it's funny when read out of context. Goombella would say, yeah, what? No hellos? These guys are totally freezing us out, Mario. What? What's wrong, Mario? What? Are you saying the champ's belt? Dots? You're totally right, Mario. This crystal star, Dots, is a fake. Sorry, Mr. Birdie, I didn't mean to say her belt was fake. Take it easy. I think I tweaked him out a little bit. Anyway, we have a problem now. The map definitely pointed to Glitzville. If that thing on the champ's belt isn't the crystal star, then Dots, where the heck is the real one, huh? Mario, your mailbox SP just went off. Who'd you get mail from? What? Who's this X guy? You think he really knows about the crystal star? Whoever he is, why would he want to give us information? I don't trust this guy, Dots. Coops would say, judging by the dead silence, I'd say these guys don't like us that much. What's up, Mario? What? Are you serious? The champ's belt? Mario, you were right. This crystal star is a fake. Gee, sorry, man. I didn't mean to insult your fancy belt there. Oops, I made him mad. Well, forget him. We have bigger fish to fry. The map pointed to Glitzville, Dots. But if the gem on that guy's belt isn't the true crystal star, then where's the real one? Mario, you hear that? I think he just got an email. From who, though? Who's this X character? He talks like he knows all about the crystal star. Why would someone want to help us with this anyway? Seems kind of fishy, Dots. And Flurry would say, oh dear, Dots, these fellows don't seem quite as friendly as the minor leaguers. Mario, darling, what is it? Come again? The champ's belt, you say? My stars, it's completely true. The crystal star, Dots, is a fake. Oh, I do apologize, sir. I didn't mean to embarrass you in front of your belt. Oh dear, I do believe I made the chicken angry. In any case, we've larger issues to deal with. The map most assuredly pointed here, Dots. If the ornament on that fellow's belt isn't the real crystal star, then where in the world could the real one be? Mario, darling, did I just hear your mailbox SP go off? Who would be emailing you? Bet it's not X. Hey, who is this X fellow? He speaks as if he's an expert on the crystal star. What would motivate him to help us in our quest, though? This seems suspicious. But that's more or less what I wanted to cover regarding Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. When looking at what was omitted I don't really feel we lost anything of that great a value, except for like that whack-a thing, but that's mostly because he's asking to be hit, what with food constantly falling out of him. The only thing I'm genuinely bummed about is that we never really got a great follow-up to Thousand Year Door, in the form of a new kick-ass RPG, like Paper Luigi, or really just any RPG would be nice. So if Nintendo ever does that again, let me know. But this has been Gaming Mysteries. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to Thunderstorm Slate, where since it's thundering and it's apparently going to do so for a while, and if I lose power, I'm going to be really upset. I'm actually recording an end slate before I've actually finished the next video, but it was a Gaming Mysteries on the beta of Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, or Paper Mario 2, which I hope you enjoyed, despite the fact that I'm saying this in the past and the video isn't done yet. But I hope you enjoyed it. And now on to end slate things, before Thunder... I'm actually hoping it thunders some more, because it was really bad a second ago, and I want some of that on the mic, so here's hoping. But end slate things. I'm going to recommend the things on end slate that we do on end slate. First thing I'd like to end slate is the last video I did on this channel, which YouTube probably didn't send to your subscription boxes, because YouTube hates me, and that was an obscure gaming on Kingdom Hearts VCast, the Kingdom Hearts game history wishes it could forget. Next, I'm just going to put two videos that I'm assuming YouTube may or may not have sent to people's subscription boxes. I don't know. I keep getting comments from people telling me, yeah, this didn't show up in my subscription box. Like, really? Hello, Thunder. How you doing? So yeah, those and social media. Oh, wait a minute. Forgot. This is Game Mysteries. So I'm going to link to an article of the topic at hand on Unseen64. A website, a great website. You should go to the website, link in the description. And now on to social media stuff and that awkward part of the video. Come on, Thunder. Nico does the art and the intros and the art for the channel. You should follow him. Artist. And then I have social media stuff. I'm on Twitter. And sometimes I remember I have a Facebook. And this last part, if you liked the video or enjoyed it and you want to share it or like or subscribe, that's all greatly appreciated, but I'm not going to force it upon you to do so, because you're your own person. Not going to thunder right now, no? Bastard. But I'll see you guys next time at Endslate, and it's not gonna be that far away until the next one of these, so the next one of these Endslates, I mean, so until then, toodles.